front of the Taranaki audience again. The watchful eye of our mighty mountain. With its perfect conical shape. Something like a mythological bosom, to be honest. Sometimes I wish there were two. What a perfect set they would make. Of course, we have to be careful though. You know, there's a lot of photography goes on around Taranaki and those tourism shots. And if we were to take them from the foreshore, as they often are, we'd have these two majestic mountainous memories in the background, and then this sort of rather sore-looking. Wind one sort of fuzzing up. And then sort of we'd wonder why New Plymouth would become a religious mecca for ladyboys. I know a bit about ladies' parts, but more than I expected I would. It was my own fault. I was asked to MC a women's conference. It was the Aotearoa Home Birth National Kui, which basically 250 women and me. There was so much estrogen in the room at the time. It was by the end of the evening I was sitting down to pee as well. But I was worried because as an MC you need to relate to your audience. I thought, how are we going to relate to all these women who've given birth? And it turns out it's just a bunch of chicks sitting around talking about vaginas. So I thought, well, I fit right in, so to speak. But there was one woman there, and she was one of the speakers, and she spoke for an hour on vaginal massage. And I know. I had my legs crossed, but for different reasons. I'd also book. But anyway, so she talked about that, and there were diagrams too, which thrilled me to no end. And she was saying, I want this to become a more common thing. I want women to be able to do this. It helps the birthing process. And I don't know about you, but I've seen those kiosks in the malls that you go to, you get your nails done, you get like a 10-minute head and neck massage. You ladies, I'm not thinking it's not going to be long before you can pop down to the central city there and get yourself a mani-pedi and a massage. You've got to be careful though, okay? Massage is very addictive. You don't want to be going too often. You'll be going from the massage kiosk to your architect because you're not good enough to put a pair of bifold doors down there. Hubby doesn't want a knock to come in. That's all I'm going to say. Now, it was going alright, it was going relatively smoothly, much better than I thought up until the second half of the conference. Now, halfway through, they had this section where it was kind of a breakout session, and you could go into another room, you could play with all the tools of birth, and they had birth balls, and they had specialists, and they had all sorts of contraptions. So I thought, well, this is another way that I can relate to these ladies. So I got stuck in there, and I poked myself and propped myself and opened myself up with things, and then I got to back, had me back to open the second half of it, and the first hour was great, I kind of came in there and I was the leg turn, I wanted up, and I did the old sleep par and slip past, and but second half went something like this, after I'd been out playing with all the tools. Good evening, ladies. Tell you what, it doesn't feel like much at first, but those epidurals really kick in. Speaking of small pricks, I've got it's not a small one, I got a personal vendetta against my dentist this week because I got a hell of a toothache. And I rang them up, and then I said, I'm in pain. I said, I need to see you. I've got the Olympic event of pain in my mouth. And the woman at the counter, she goes, oh, yes, Mr. Bennett, we can see you at 3 p.m. Oh, 3 p.m, that's great, I'll be there. 13th of June. Sorry? 3 p.m, 13th of June. Oh, no, you don't understand. It's happening now. I'm in pain. I have basically a global environmental disaster going on between the root of my tooth and my jaw. Okay, I can taste the stench of 1,000 oily pelican. Okay, coupled with the tears of the decaying carcass of a minke whale. Well, if you put it that way, hope's raised. We do have a cancellation list. You've been number 22, so if any of those people cancel, you move up one. How would that be? How about I come down there and tongue pass you and let the rotting flesh of my gum drip down into your throat? Long pause. So 3 p.m. 13th of June, will it be, Mr. Bennett? Fine. And then just to add insult to injury, when you've waited all that long to go to the dentist, you go and walk in the door, the first thing he says to you is, "Oh, haven't seen you in a while." Not my fucking problem, mate! But I realised that I can actually get my revenge on him. And I wouldn't really, I'm not a bad person, I'm ready to do this, but I'm not doing this and other things, I'm a volunteer firefighter. And God help me, if I turn up to call out and his house is burning down. And I'm running in there and then I'd see him and he'd go like, "Oh, my house is on fire, my house is on fire." And I'm like, oh, it's you. Ha ha ha. Oh, your house is on fire, is it? Oh, let me see what I can do about that, shall I? I can put some water on that on 3 p.m. June 24th. No, you don't understand. It's on fire now. He goes, "I know it's on fire now. My wife and children are inside." Oh, his wife and children. Oh, your wife and children are inside. Oh, let me see. Hey, that must be painful for you. Is it painful for you? Oh, okay. Let's see what we do about that. I have a cancellation list. You're number 22. If any of these people don't want water on their houses, I'll be right on over. All right, people, thank you for smoking. I'm out of here.